What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 14, and we start today's episode off by seeing that the transfer window is now open, which is fantastic. But as you can see by our budget, we've got very few pennies to work with. We've got a very limited budget for the January transfer window, which we knew we'd have anyway, but even so, it's quite frustrating to know there's not much we can do. So I think in the January transfer window, we'll probably be looking at pre-contract signings, and the one I've been looking at most importantly is Zambrano, the centre-back, who's Peruvian, I do believe. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, or the Bundesliga if you will. Now he looks quite good, 77 overall, could be a very decent free agent signing for us, and of course he's only 25, I think, so he could be a very decent pre-contract signing for us. And even though our defence has been quite good of late, we still ship too many goals for my liking, and I'd like to get a new player in, a new defender for next year, and if we can get one in on the free transfer, that would be great for us. But here's a look at the squad report as well, the first squad report of the new year, 2015, here in January. You can check out how the players are doing. Still so disappointed that Will Hughes hasn't gone up a single rating yet. That's very annoying, especially as he's been quite good of late actually, but still quite frustrating. But a few decreases. Sessegnon is going down, I think Adega is as well, so is Varela, but a couple of increases as well, which is kind of nice to see in terms of overall, and that's quite nice. And here's a look at the league table as well. We are exactly halfway through the season, 19 games played, and we're in 7th with 30 points. Very good first half of the season so far. 7th place is going to be, well, if we finish in the top 7, that would be an unbelievable season for us. Now, I don't believe we will. I'm pretty sure we'll start to fall away eventually. But, you know, to be 7th after 19 games is a fantastic start to the season. It really is. It's been a great first half. It has been a fantastic first half for us. Of course, the last few games have been brilliant for us as well. 5 games unbeaten. It's been a very good first half. And I'm pleased. We performed above expectations. We've been doing very well. And again, I don't think it's going to last, but it's still very pleasing to see. And you know, if we can finish at the top half, you know, in the top 10 come the end of the season, that would be great. So even if we do fall into 8th, 9th or 10th, I'll still be very pleased. Even 11th or 12th will be still quite good for us. I predict, like I predicted at the start of the season, we'll finish around 11th, 12th, 13th, possibly 14th or 15th, depending on if we go into a really bad run of form. But even so, you know, to be in the top 10 is going to be crazy for us if we can hold on to this sort of position come the end of the season. But we'll have to wait and see. But the first game of today's episode is against West Ham United here at Upton Park. Now, the last team to beat us in career mode were West Ham United at the Hawthorns. We lost by 2-0. Andy Carroll and Colton Cole got the goals. So the last team to beat us were West Ham. So on our really good run of form of 5 games unbeaten, I think it is, this is the game where we want to make amends, you know. And after that brilliant win against Stoke away at the Hawthorns with a much changed side, this was the game where we needed to get a win and show we're going to push on and really start to compete in the second half of the season like we have done in the first half. But the first chance would fall to West Ham here as Enner Valencia collects the ball and shoots, but thankfully Foster makes a great save and Lescott hooks the ball off the line and we get the ball away. So very good save by Foster there, and it's still 0-0. But in the game against West Ham at the Hawthorns, I said that it was the worst game of the season, or one of the worst games of the season for us, because there were no positives to take. We didn't defend very well, we created nothing, and when we did create chances, our finishing was really poor. And in this game, well, you know, our defending of late has been brilliant. We've only conceded 1 goal in 4 games, but in this game we started off defending as if we're a team that had, you know, just been assembled at the bus station, because, you know, there was no organisation, there was no good positioning, no communication, and I was just pulling bodies forward and I kept on giving West Ham chances, but they just weren't taking them. There was a great chance for Alex Song there, but he put his shot wide of the post and out for a goal kick. And the reality was we were creating very little. There was a good chance here. There was Will Hughes finds Yusuf Malumbu, has space, strikes it, but it goes just wide of Adrian's post and out for a goal kick. But, you know, really in the first half, that was our only chance and everything was going West Ham's way. It was a mystery how they weren't 1-0 up at half time. And in the second half, just past the hour mark, Creswell finds Ravel Morrison. The former United man gets on the ball, offloads it back towards Creswell. He plays it back to Ravel Morrison. Morrison finds Enner Valencia. Valencia slides it inside, and who's there? Andy Carroll's there. He scored at the Hawthorns. He scores at Upton Park. You guys know I love Andy Carroll, and unfortunately for us, he scores to make it West Ham 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. nil. So very frustrated. We go 1-0 down. And again, in this game, it was just like the game of the Hawthorns. My defending was all over the place. I couldn't defend to save my life. I created very little. And when I did create chances, I didn't take them. And again, it looked as though there was going to be no positives to take, because with 10 minutes to go, there was another great chance for West Ham. O'Brien collects the ball and finds Ravel Morrison, and back to O'Brien. Inside towards Mark Noble, down the left-hand side, takes on Patrick Roberts, finds O'Brien. O'Brien collects the ball, crosses the ball in towards Andy Carroll, who beats Jordan the Beater in the air, which he's always going to do. And Big Andy makes it West Ham 2, West Brom 0, gets his second goal of the game, his 6th goal of the season, and that's how the game would finish. So West Ham 2, West Brom 0, the exact same scoreline at the Hawthorns is the scoreline here at the Upton Park. And I mean, there's literally no positive to take from that. You know, even in the games where we do lose, there's usually something I can say, yeah, we did this, we did that, we were unlucky in some spaces, and again, we were just so poor. And West Ham, definitely going to be my bogey team on career mode, because I just can't seem to get the ball off them. Their possession is too good, and when they do create chances, you know, even if they don't take them, they'll get another few, and it just wasn't working for us. But still, following that, we saw that Craig Dawson isn't happy that he's not been getting chances, and Danny Ings was pleased that he got to play in the last game. And we also had an international management offer from Uruguay, which I don't think I'm going to take, because even though they are a very decent nation, they got one of my favourite players in Cavani, obviously they've got a world-class player in Luis Suarez as well, and a very decent team. I still don't think I'm going to take the Uruguay job, because I'm just not that interested, I guess, and I would rather have a project to begin with. And Uruguay, although they do need some work, would still be quite decent to begin with. But still, Zambrano counter-offers the contract we offered for him, because he wasn't happy about it. And we also saw that Sessegnon is coming back from injury. And again, Zambrano wasn't happy with the follow-up contract we offered. And I don't think this guy is going to come in, because even though he does look very good, it seems as though he thinks that West Brom would be a bit of a step down for him, which is kind of annoying, because I think he'd be very good for us here. But I think he's going to be one of those players who either gets a lot of money before he'll leave. He wants a lot of money, more than he's getting right now, or he just won't leave for any type of money whatsoever. So probably not going to get Zambrano, but you know, fingers crossed, hopefully we can, because he would be a good signing on a free transfer. Samras looks like he's on his way to Crystal Palace. They want the Greek striker for £1.1 million. We ask for 1.4 million, and we'll wait and see what they say. And we then had a game against Crewe Alexandra here, the second and final one of today's episode, in the FA Cup away from home. So obviously the FA Cup, just like the Capital One Cup, is not really a priority for me. It would be nice to have a cup run, don't get me wrong, but the main objective is in the league. And that is why I made 11 changes to the team, because, you know, after losing to West Ham and, you know, having no positives to take out of it, we did need to change the team around anyway, give some chances to a few players who don't get too many, and, you know, basically make a statement to them. You know, make a statement to them and say, right, we're giving you the chance now, go out there and perform for us against Crewe, lower league opposition, who, let's be honest, we should be able to beat even with a weaker side. You know, show us what you can do, really. If you want to get chances, this is your night, basically. And we did take on Crewe. As you can see by the lineup I did have, there were 11 changes. So those players like Craig Dawson, who just complained a minute ago, he does get a chance. He captained the side tonight as well. Players such as Craig Gardner, Roof at left wing, chances for them to perform tonight. First start for Adega, so the first game of the season where Ben Foster would miss out, and we'd see how we'd do. And the first chance, as expected, would fall to us here in the 5th minute. Patrick Roberts goes down this right hand side and takes on Guthrie. He's got the pace to beat him. He keeps on going, he keeps on going, he keeps on going. He's got an Ichibi in the box, but instead he stops the ball, drags it back and shoots, but it's a good save by the goalkeeper, and it's turned behind for a corner. So very good save there, and still 0-0. And in the 18th minute, a good chance for Crewe to take a shock lead in this game. As they come forward here, as Oliver collects the ball, finds Turton, who strikes it, but thankfully for us it goes just wide of Adega's post and out for a goal kick. So still scoreless. 10 minutes later, another good chance here, this time for us. Samaras finds Anichebe, who turns his man, gets himself inside. Great chance here, but this is one of the weakest strikes I've ever seen. Straight at the legs of Ben Garrett, and it's still 0-0. So scoreless as things stood here, and that was how the first half would finish. So disappointing first half, really. And in the second half, a great chance for Crewe as Haber gets onto the ball. Really good opportunity. Shoots, ends up hitting the bar. It goes down towards Oliver. Oliver collects it and shoots, and he scores at the near post. Who, you know, Adega really should have saved that in my opinion. He doesn't, and Crewe go in front in this game. It's a shock lead for the lower league opposition, and it's Crewe Alexandra 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Verdane Oliver gets the goal. But thankfully for us, with 10 minutes to go, our blushes would be spared because Victor Anichebe gets the goal from a Craig Gardner corner, heads it past the goalkeeper and makes it 1-1. So it took us a long time to get going in the second half, and I was sitting there thinking, could this be the most embarrassing result of the season? Well, thankfully we did get ourselves back on level terms. So with 8 minutes to go and 16 seconds, it looked as though the game was going for a replay, but straight from kickoff, Davis runs into Gamboa. The Costa Rican is bearing down on goal, but well, less said about the finish the better. Perfect chance for Gamboa to score his first goal for the club, and then I did that. So still 1-1, absolutely shocking finish from me there with the right back, and it's still 1 apiece. But in the 88th minute, Crew have a cross, they get the ball cleared away. It's Anichebe who collects the ball here, finds Danny Ings, he's running clear 1-on-1. They push too many bodies forward, Crew, and Danny Ings punishes them as well. So Ings gets the goal. He did indeed come off the bench to score, and sorry the substitution was a bit short-lived, I accidentally pressed X on it. But yeah, Ings did come off the bench, scored the goal, made it Crew 1, West Brom 2, celebrates in front of the travelling fans, and well, let's just say thank God for that, because really, had we failed to win this game, it would have been truly embarrassing. Even a draw and seeing Crew take us to a replay at the Hawthorns would have been very, very embarrassing, because no disrespect, we should have pushed them aside really, even with a backup side. But thankfully, late goals from Anichebe and Danny Ings look as though they are going to settle the win here and put us through to the next round of the FA Cup. And Crew, well, they didn't give up exactly after we scored what would surely be the winner. They kept on coming, they tried to score an equalising goal. They did have a couple of chances late on in stoppage time as Guthrie collects the ball here and finds Tootle. Tootle collects it and finds Atkinson. They come forward here as Grant collects the ball, finds Pritchard Ellis. Ellis plays the ball forward and the shot goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. But the game did indeed finish Crew 1, West Brom 2. So very fortunate, very lucky, but at least we didn't embarrass ourselves and we did just about make it through to the next round of the FA Cup. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like because it is much appreciated and it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.